Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, it's the Big Detecting Show.
It most certainly is, and Adrian's obviously been back to the doctors because his eyes are still no better. How are you, darling?
I'm absolutely fine. Good evening, everyone. I love those glasses. I want to drive in them and see if the police pull me over. You all right, dear?
Yeah, I'm all right. You all right?
I'm good. You have got a hospital appointment soon.
Reasonable.
Yeah, and fingers crossed David's going to go in and have his reduction done or whatever he's having done. And
breast
he'll be
reduction.
I thought it was a buttocks reduction. But yeah.
Whoa. I haven't got an ass. My ass is it's like steel. The rest of
I've seen you sitting on them toilets at Detector and Rodney Cook. I've actually got some photos of you, which I'll share one day, of you sitting on the toilet, chemical toilet, for about half hour, 40 minutes. But yeah, I couldn't see anything.
I was
glasses
deep in thought.
Yeah, bet you were. Right. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, everyone. And I hope people enjoyed the pinpointer thing last week. It's quite interesting, actually, because after the show, I missed a few pointers on pinpointers and also missed a few pinpointers.
We did.
Yeah. But hopefully, if you're new to the hobby, I think we've had 6 views on it since last week. But yeah, but no one messaged us.
Listen, so we had some good feedback, and we appreciate the feedback that we've had. It was something that was done as an idea. We wanted to try something different, and we did it. And I think we both enjoyed it, Adrian.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it's nice talking about metal detecting and pinpointers.
What about?
And I've had an idea for something in the next couple of weeks we can do as well. We can have a giveaway as well.
Well, I had an idea to do something on tonight's show, but I couldn't pull it. Well, I could pull it off. Well, I couldn't pull it off. I could have pulled it off in time, but I couldn't quite understand what was going on when I was trying to do it, let's say. But there's lots of metal detecting in the news this week, Adrian.
Well, there certainly is, dear. Yes.
Which I've, as we await tonight's guest to join us, Adrian sent in the link, so we're just waiting for him to pop along. A bronze ritual spoon was discovered on the Isle of Man. It was found by Robert Middleton on land in Patrick. So there he is with his spoon. Lovely place, the Isle of Man. Only been there once. And I toured the entire island in a day. But it was a magnificent place. Viking Horde and Medieval. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's the one that you didn't like before. Medieval Horde and medieval signet rings among record finds of treasure troves. We've been there already. We've discussed that, and it seems that the Mail are about 18 weeks behind everybody else. There's a video I'm going to pull up a little bit later, which I will have to go and I know where it is, but I'll have to go and search for it because I couldn't download it. And there was another one that I sent to you today as well, or was it yesterday to you and Donna?
Yesterday.
Oh, it was the Silver Queen Horde at a Scott. I can't remember the Facebook group, but it was a Scottish Facebook group, and they had a charity dig, and there was a hoard of 11 hammered coins discovered. And I do apologise. I'll find out before the end of the show. They also raised £700 for charity, which we do like to applaud, don't we, Adrian?
Is that working? Yeah, well done. Actually, the Colchester Metal Detecting Club, friends of Colchester Metal Detecting Club on Facebook, they found a hoard last month, which was very interesting. It's on their Facebook page. 14 head. I can never say it. Not Harold. Head. You know the King is it they found some lovely coins of serious interest in history as well. But yeah, it all pops up. And what interests me is when these swords pop up, some people don't get them on Facebook or Instagram.
Where's your voice gone?
Huh?
Where's your voice gone?
Can you hear me?
Can now, but it's gone very distant all of a sudden.
Oh, something's fallen. What about now? Can you hear me now?
Better. That's better.
So, David, tonight on the Big Detector.
Echo.
Before I forget, Cheryl Dawes, I think she's watching tonight. Hi, Cheryl.
Yes, I was going to give mention to this, but I'll let you do it. On
the 22nd East of England rallies, 22nd to 23rd of February, so not that far away. I'm going to it with Julian Evanhart, but that's going to be a really good dig. And Ava, I think you're in the chat. Say hello if you are. I think you were. I've got your digital microscope. Why is that not focused? Well, it does if I hold it in front of my face. I've got your digital microscope you won on the show, so I'll bring that along. And maybe some more goodies for East of England rallies.
I'm back.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even know he froze. Because it's one of the best events in the country, in my opinion. Very good and established detecting rally. So that's all right, Ava. No worries at all. I'll bring that along. So you know who I am, but I don't know who you are. So we'll have to have some sort of code word or something. And Dave's son, I think, is on the Xbox playing Minecraft or something because his interwebs has gone very slow and he's frozen. But anyway, Ava, I'll drop that off. And whilst Dave's frozen, are you still there? No, he's back. Son, get off playing.
I'm just Minecraft. Doing that now.
Yeah, or Doom. He's probably playing Doom. Before I forget, is it next week we've got Rutus on or the week after?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yes. We have got Rutus on. And we are quite fortunate to be able to give away a Rutus Versa. Sorry, Dave, if I'm waffling on.
No.
How do I get that? Chrome tab.
So we've got... Yes. They've asked us to put together for them a competition for when they appear on the show. This is Lee Perrin and Richard Lincoln who are going to be coming on the show. And that's not it.
What am I sharing?
That's not what I sent you. Is it?
Are they not give... Yeah, Rutus Versa.
Let's just delete. Let's just take that off a minute. Let me check, because I can't remember. I'll have to scroll through all them other things that I've just sent you.
It's a Rutus Versa.
No, it's not, mate.
Oh.
I'll send it you again now. Even though it's there. So I've just sent it you. But yes, there's a competition going to be coming from Lee and Richard on the 27th. They've organised a few finds for us for on the show. Himself, Lee, has got an absolutely fantastic find to show us that he's recently had with the Versa. So the first prize will be a Rutus rucksack, a Rutus hoodie, a Rutus cap, and a Team Rutus Finds pod. Second prize will be a Rutus Finds pouch, a Rutus t-shirt, a Rutus cap, and a Team's Rutus Finds pod. Third prize will be a Rutus hand digger, a Rutus cap, and a Team's Rutus Finds pod. So that competition will be running on the Big Detecting Show. Don't go there at the moment because I think Adrian's just forgot to change the page from when Tony did the show a couple of weeks ago.
I thought it was a detector of metal.
Was that okay? Did a cover for you then?
Yeah.
Okay. Covered for him. So there you go. So that'll be in 2 weeks, the show with Team Rutus. Also, Lady Martian had a good find in the last week as well. She had a little coin which she's been unable to identify. Have you, Lady Martian? Let me just check on that. Called it Lady Martian.
Is that Donald Martin?
Dawn Martian.
Right. Just checking the detecting show. I can't believe bloody.
It's a berry diadem. It's something that you find in Harry Potter, and it's a thing that goes on your head. Or no, it's a tiara. Anyway, hey, we've got tonight's guest in the green room now. He's currently doing something peculiar with a lynx or something by the looks of it there.
It's not with clay.
It's not. I think.
Is it?
Yeah, he's got a strange being on his wheel.
Hello, boys.
Good evening, young Chris. How the devil are you?
You all right, Chris?
I'm good. Hi, Adrian, Dave. Very well, thank you. You both good?
All right, you?
Well, been better.
Oh no.
Adrian's
I'm tickety boo. I'm tickety boo. Thank you.
I'm booity tick.
You're boobity tick. Let me turn you up.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight, Chris. You were on the list to contact after obviously we spoke at Detectable last year. Not got round to it as yet, as have not many people. So Adrian said I'll give Chris a shout. So thanks for coming on. It's great to see you again and learn all about where you've been up to in the world of late.
Yeah, no problems. Well, yeah. Wait, what do you want me to sort of catch up with Found in the Ground, or what's the plan?
Yes, well, the devil not. So you were originally, for people who don't know, you originally had a different YouTube channel called The Discriminator, which obviously you, for personal reasons, you changed that, and you've changed that to Found in the Ground. So that was an entirely new YouTube channel entirely, or did you just change the name?
No, I didn't change the whole channel. If you start a whole new channel, you start entirely from scratch.
Yeah, and
we'll come on to that a bit, I think, later on. But yeah, it's been a real tough thing because actually, The Discriminator, obviously taken out of context, it's not a great name, right? But it made a lot of sense when it came to metal detecting, and actually it did really, really well. And I say did because obviously it's not here anymore. But I felt the channel was going at a good pace and it was gathering. And then we had this double whammy, didn't we? Really, of COVID, and I had to change my channel name because certain pressures were on me about that. And I think to a certain degree, and I don't want to make excuses because ultimately it's my channel and I take the blame for it, but it hasn't really recovered from that time. And I think this is a wider thing with YouTube, you know. You start messing around with stuff like your channel name and the way you put out content, it can really mess things up. So I think I'm an example of how you can ruin your own channel to a certain degree.
Yeah.
So,
I think more importantly, Chris, you're a really nice bloke, and how
thanks,
you come
man.
across. No, you are. And David Evans has just put in the chat. Good guys, Chris. Andrew T, Found in the Ground, great name. It is. It's one of my favourite logos, and in the metal detecting hobby, to be honest. And you are a genuinely nice bloke. And when YouTube shafts you like it does, it is so frustrating. And I know Chris Rogers, you know Chris, mates with Chris. Chris is. I remember talking to him years ago. He's constantly on about the algorithms of YouTube, and you get to where you think it's going to work, and then suddenly it all goes pear shaped, and you don't know why. And is my video too long? Is it too short? But more importantly, your recent YouTube videos, I've loved them. I think that's what's missing in the hobby is a bit of humour. Anyone who's watching now, sign up to Found in the Ground. Chris has done
right, really Adrian.
I nearly said
a best Jack.
Inappropriate. But there's a really good one he did the other day, or it was the other week, I think. It was English detectorist and American detectorist
versus the Americans.
and I just thought, oh my god, that nails it to a T. So go over to YouTube, not now because you're really enjoying yourself watching the show, and you'll miss out why Chris started doing those sort of videos, which he's going to explain now.
Well, yeah. So it's good that you brought up Chris Rogers, actually, because I am in a threesome with right now with you two, actually, but with Chris Rogers and Cy Fines. We get on really, really well. So you've got Cy Fines, you've got this incredibly talented, and he's doing really well. His channel's flying. You have Chris Rogers, incredibly talented. His channel was flying. You have me, incredibly talented. Channel didn't really get anywhere, and it's quite interesting. And you can see from Chris's situation, he did a thing called Battlefield Recovery. He put out all this content from all this big TV program he did, and he put that out onto his YouTube channel, and he got so many views and he got so many subscribers, but it ruined his channel. It deaded it. Because people weren't coming to his channel for metal detecting anymore. They were coming for all this high-end Battlefield Recovery stuff. The algorithm was gone, and he can't get it back. I myself have struggled to get back what I had before from the channel change. But also, I had a trended short. This is another lesson for people. I got into YouTube Shorts, and I had a short trend and get 850,000 views about a temple in Turkey and a column, and I spoke about this column and why it had something going on in the middle of it. Anyway, it went nuts for God knows why, and I think that also ruined my channel, because after that it got 2,000 subs out of this 150-second short. 2,000 subs, that's madness. And but now people are coming looking for me to make shorts about historical masonry, and I was like, they're coming and finding metal detecting and going away again. So you can have this one thing happen on your channel almost out of your control, and then it utterly changes everything for you. And I've been trying to get back into a groove with it, and nothing's working. So, Adrian, to come to your point, I've decided just to say, well, sod it. I'm basically stopping filming, just going out metal detecting, because there's thousands of people doing that. And not to be too rude about it, it's a bit boring. We've seen it. It's done to death, right? So you've got to do something different. And I think just messing about and having a laugh and just touching on the impact of short videos when you find something really worth showing off is where I'm at now. And I just don't want to put any more time and effort into chasing something that just isn't working anymore.
Well, I think you've had about 4 new subscribers up to now, myself included, because I don't actually watch YouTube. However, Donna did send a couple of links the other night, Donna Martian, and I did go and have a look. So, but I just didn't subscribe, but I have now.
Well, thank you, Lady Martin.
And
Martian.
Andrew,
Lady Martian.
Martian.
Yeah. Andrew T, who's in Canada, as Dave calls it. He loved your Pompeii stuff. I went there not last. When did I go, Dave?
It was 2 years ago, because you done me a very short video, didn't you, for the show from there?
Oh yeah, was it last? No, it wasn't.
It was either a toilet or a brothel or something that you videoed for it.
Oh, an ancient brothel.
No, it's a modern. No, yeah, it was an ancient one. It's full of men.
You dirty dog, Adrian. You dirty dog.
But you're going back to YouTube channel, metal detecting. I know, like speaking to Chris and even Cy Fines, who's massively successful on YouTube. It is hard every week to publish a video. It's like fishing, isn't it? You might catch something, you might not. And if you do catch something, you've got to film it and then you've got to edit it. And it does become a bit monotonous at times. And it's very, I'd say, skillful, but also lucky on how it is. Like if you say, right, this weekend I'm going to do a YouTube video going out with the Manticore, and it's peeing it down with rain, windy, wet, like you did one the other week. It's hard. It's hard to get people in there. But also you've changed like these comic videos now, which I think are massively needed in the hobby, and I hope they take off. But you did one a while back on spraying and painting a cabinet for your detecting finds or equipment, you know, and that was quite diverse, but it's relative to the hobby. And it's just such a shame that Google AI and everything doesn't.
When you were talking about the subject a minute ago, Adrian, it's like Shane. I know for a fact Shane loved making the videos, but it comes to a point that you can't be asked. It takes the enjoyment out of metal detecting, having to sit there recording every find.
That's why I don't do it.
Oh, I tried and failed dismally.
I've done a few little TikToks, and Chris, you're on TikTok as well. Is that going better than YouTube?
Yeah. So look, here's my plan, right? How do I get found in the ground to be worth doing? You know, I'm not spending 10, 15 hours making videos anymore to get what is now less than 1,000 views. And that's in monetary terms, that's like, if it's a quid, you're lucky. So just, you know, I love my audience and viewers and people that come to me, but there is a point at which it's pointless. So my plan is to essentially grow my brand to sort of get out there on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and YouTube can do whatever it needs to do, but try and grow in the other areas that I don't really have covering. And then maybe that'll bring people into YouTube as well, and stop worrying about YouTube so much, because you look at it as a benchmark of success when you do this sort of thing, because it's so hard. But there's lots of other ways of doing things. And of course, diversifying with other channels. So you'll see that I've done e-bikes and pottery and stuff like that, because sometimes you're just offered things by people, like the e-bikes come along and they offer you them. So don't get offended, guys, if I put out e-bike videos and nothing to do with metal detecting. What would you do if someone gives you a 1,500 quid bike for free and says do a video on it? You're going to do it, right? So I'm going to do that, and I do enjoy the bikes, to be fair. But so diversifying the whole FitG brand to make it less, not just metal detecting, but adventures and pottery and getting out and about on e-bikes and having fun. It's really hard. You're trying to break open a YouTube channel that's about metal detecting and diversify into variety. And if it doesn't work within this year, I'm going to say it on here and regret it, aren't I? But if it doesn't work in this year, I'll just can it, because it's just there's a point at which you have to leave it, I think. But that's the idea. Just go full open on it and see what happens.
And in a way, I know what you do as a job. I won't share it, but you've got a good job, probably a good salary. So you're only doing this out of the love of your heart to share your enjoyment of the hobby. And I think a lot of people forget that. There are people out there who try and do it for a living, but you enjoy what you do and you want to share it with people and create a brand at the same time. And I think a lot of that is lost on YouTube. You say certain people have got 30, 40,000 followers, and personally, I interviewed a guy last week for Treasure Hunting magazine. It will be on YouTube soon. Been metal detecting for 60 years and not been on social media. And oh my God, the stories and the things I found about him. And it's out there. It's out there. And a lot of the small channels have got really good content, but you'll never find them. It is like fishing in a lake. You'll hook a good one, you'll hook a bad one. But yeah, I hope it picks up. But TikTok, I think, is the problem is with TikTok, it's a bit like Pound Shop. You'll get a millionaire shopping in there, and you'll get someone very unfortunate shop there. You get a mix, don't you? I think.
It's a mess.
Absolutely, it's mess. Like, and it's when you start getting an 8-year-old messaging you. Hi, Chris. Can you phone me up and tell me how to metal detect? That's when it all starts going wrong. Well, Dave knows all about that, but that's another story.
That's why there's no beard. Can we leave it there?
Yeah. Do you know about that, Chris? I'll tell you, because everyone knows. So I think it was just before Christmas. It might have been New Year. Dave sent me a WhatsApp, and it had a picture of him. And you know these nonce patrols who go around on YouTube and TikTok filming live getting
Yes.
nonces. One who looked exactly the same as Dave. So much so, I saw the picture of the person, read the comments, and thought, "Oh my god, I never thought it'd be Dave."
Yeah.
And then Dave, fortunately, put the bottom, "Oh my god, this looks like me," or something like that. And that is why Dave doesn't shave his head anymore. He's growing
I've got
hair
hair. Look, I've got
because
hair.
the
Just
man,
to distinguish
beard.
himself.
yeah. How sad is that?
Well,
But
if
yeah,
Well,
you're
he was
going to get
local as well, which made it worse. I didn't want
Yeah,
beaten
he
up in a
was.
car park.
if you're going to get misidentified for that, yeah, you do anything. I'd be wearing sunglasses all the time and a
Oh, I wouldn't go
different
out.
mask.
I put myself all over YouTube. And we could be the nonce channel.
So,
No,
how many years now, Chris, have you been metal detecting?
I was trying to think about this the other day. I think I started in 2014, 2015. So yeah, it's sort of 9-10 years without any gold before you go there. So
Mate,
yeah.
pictures of me in the 1970s, and I still haven't found any.
Yeah, good.
Where
Glad
you
someone's
live,
doing
Chris,
worse. Huh?
Where you live, there's some gold in the ground where you live, isn't there?
Yeah, I know, Adrian. Rub it in, man. I'm in Norfolk. I
Yeah.
should be rolling
I
in
know.
gold. It's doing my head. I've even got so right. This is not me bragging because it's taken me 10 years worth of getting out. I've got so much land now. I've got like 7,000 acres or something horrendous. Can I find gold in Norfolk? No. Ongoing joke.
It's gonna come. It always comes when you least expect it, like everything in life.
They say that. They
But
do say that.
You saying 2015, so in 2017 they announced the Manticore Equinox 800. I think it was just September 2017, and that was available sort of beginning of 2018. So you sort of joined the hobby when Minelab were proper smashing the market. I mean, when the Equinox 600 and 800 came out, I can remember the waiting lists and still to this day we're getting fines come up from the Equinox 800 and 600, which are amazing.
Mm.
What was your first machine?
Right. Drinking beer too fast here. So I'll tell you what, look, you guess because it's the most atypical starter's machine. So go on, what do you think it was? Ace 250, absolutely. Bing, bing, bing. Because, and this is the thing, and I'm trying to tap into this with a lot of my upcoming videos that, what metal detector should I buy? I'm now starting the hobby.
Ooh.
And I think there's a lot of weight in those kind of videos. When you Google that stuff in 2015, it's an Ace 250 all day long. But I 100% wanted a CTX 3030, but I was watching Aquachigger back in the day, if you remember Aquachigger.
Yeah.
And yeah. And actually, when you look at what he finds, it's nothing, is it? He finds like lead bullets and bits of rubbish. But, that guy just went crazy, didn't he? But he used a AT Pro. So I got an AT Pro. And then after that, I saved up, and after getting done over, I actually got scammed on a CTX 3030, the first one, which was a lot of money down the drain. I then finally got my dream machine, the CTX 3030, and that's when I started doing the channel.
That's quite a jump. That's,
yeah, I love the hobby. I was like, I know that I love this, and why not have the best detector then? Because why? Well, why not? I had great land. I thought, sod it, and it worked. I mean, the channel was very, very popular off the bat because of the CTX 3030. I think more than anything.
And funny enough, they've gone up in value. They came down quite a few months ago, and they've gone up a bit again, which is interesting.
You actually, you had one, Rodney Cook 2 years ago, which you, I think James had it off you, didn't he? Or James was using. Yeah.
Me? Yeah, James. Yeah, James borrowed it. Yeah. He's got that now. But it's not the easiest thing to swing. I mean, you compare it to a Manticore, it's like
No, they're chalk and cheese now. I think they've had their day. Once you've got, like I say, once you've got a Manticore, you're just so in love with it. The balance, everything, it's just beautiful.
I would say, I think if you've got the time, concentration, skill, you with a CTX, you could probably pull out a silver deep.
Oh, mate, I'm definitely going to get one of them then.
No, but it's not the Manticore. You can turn it on, go and detect, and you can detect for 8 hours without a swing, no problem at all, or 7, depending on the battery.
It just doesn't find gold. That's a bit the odd thing about it.
Have I found Manticore with the gold? No, I haven't.
I haven't either.
Found gold with the Knox 800, William III.
I found Spank though, and Spank is worth more than gold.
Spank.
Spank,
the monkey. He found a monkey.
Found a monkey and called it Spank.
Yeah, but it interesting because you run a Manticore now. Have you had the 900, Chris?
I haven't, bizarrely. No. Minelab have been very good to me and sent me lots of machines, and I didn't get a 900 sent to me, and I felt really bad because when they've sent you quite a lot of stuff, you don't want to go, but you haven't sent me a 900. So
yeah,
I haven't.
I've just done a field test on the Vortex, which is here, which is totally different league to the.
Sorry, a little bit of sick just came up.
But the Equinox 900, I think, suddenly sort of disappeared and the 700 disappeared under the radar a bit because prior to the Equinox 900, they announced the Manticore, didn't launch it, and then when the Knox 700 and 900 came out, the Deus 2 came out, so it was ahead of it. It was all kicking off, and then Knox up
the legend and everything. Yeah, too many machines.
And I've spoken to quite a lot of people who've got Knox 900s, and even people who've gone from a Manticore to a Knox 900, and they have said how much they enjoy it. And I personally love the display, the interface, user interface on the Manticore. I think it's lovely. It's probably, I'd say it's the best out there. Because you've almost got like Deus 2 controls, but in a bigger screen, whereas the Deus you've got to sort of look at it. But yeah, I just wondered if you'd had a Knox 900. I mean, you've obviously have you had the 800?
Yeah, I still got the 800. I used it the other day actually, and it's weird when you go back to a machine, isn't it? So the 800 was for so long was my go-to machine, and I thought, nothing can beat this. This is phenomenal. I had a CTX but wasn't using it because I preferred the 800. And then I went back to the Knox, and it sounds horrible, but it felt like a toy. And I was like, I don't know what's going on here. And I think it's just because it feels a bit different, and the screen's a little bit perhaps more old-fashioned now. And yeah, very strangely, it felt very, very budget suddenly. And that shows you what the Manticore does for you, doesn't it? You just go up a notch and you don't even realise it. Yeah, madness.
And it finds the most tiniest things in the world, things that you've no right to find.
Oh, absolutely. It's phenomenal. I'm on my, no, not a brag, 7th hammered already this year. The Manticore is pulling out the halves, left, right and centre, the cut halves. Amazing. 2?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Telling you to F off.
I'll just keep quiet.
Yeah, sure.
I think I pulled a 177 air rifle pellet about 4 inches down with the Manticore when I first had it, and I've also got the Mythtech coil.
Have you?
Yeah,
monster.
I had that for about 6 months, and that is, oh my god! If we all go on about wanting.
Yeah, no, you're right. He showed me a detector.
You can hold cups in it. Dave found a good. If you flip the coil over when you're hanging it up, you can hold beer in it. But that is ridiculous. If you've got a field,
the tip off a Detexpert is to put the coil on backwards.
Yeah, no, it's true. They got it
Works
wrong.
better backwards.
No, it works better backwards. The balance.
That was that moment, wasn't it? You brought it to me, and was it? It was myself. I don't want to claim it, was it? I went, Adrian, that's on the wrong way.
It was actually.
Was it Chris?
Paul C. from.
Paul C. Oh, come on!
Yeah.
The
Paul
other Detexpert that we don't talk about.
Yeah. He's better than you, I think. But he. But that is a nightmare. That coil. You go out in the field, you won't walk more than 3 foot without going. Oh! It picks. It's like a magnet. It is ridiculous. I think beach, yes. Medieval or a Roman site, which I took it on last time I went out. Oh my god, it was just a nightmare. It was crazy. Gareth Howard, I don't think we've ever had a guest vomit live on the show. Law of averages say it be too long before it happens. Right, let's make Chris sick.
Right. I'm sorry. I've got no love for the Garrett machines. I don't know. They just look like toys.
But you started out with them.
You big
Garrett. Absolutely.
My mate's found more.
I didn't know any better.
Garrett.
He calls his ex-girlfriends for everything as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. What? So you went from a Garrett, Chris, to a CTX. Is that right?
I went from an AT Pro to a CTX.
So, what was your first machine? Ace 250.
Yeah.
And then an AT Pro.
Yeah.
What was your first machine? What was your first machine?
An Ace 250. How many times, man?
I'm just trying to get you to keep saying it.
What brand?
Yeah, are you recording me like saying it?
No.
Edit it, Adrian. Edit it.
That's quite a jump. AT Pro to a CTX. That's quite. Yeah. And if you're like me, you spend all that money. You think, right, I'm going to read up on this.
Yeah.
Sorry, Adrian. Lady Martian, it's 9:15 now. Carry on. Sorry.
Oh my god!
Thanks for the time check, Donna.
Right. Let's stop talking about metal detectors. Let's talk about things more fun.
Yeah, you mentioned me and Adrian, we had the delightful, and Graham Dempsey, we had the fantastic time at Detectable. We were sat up next to you in the tent with your little stall. You and your lovely lady manning. Well, me and Graham were manning, and you had what we did.
Had my t-shirts there as well, didn't I?
Absolutely fantastic pots that you'd made. And I think we've mentioned it. We've asked you briefly in the past, but how did the potting come about?
So essentially, I think it was a bit of watching the pottery throwdown. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
And always wanted to have a go on the wheel, and basically just got a wheel for Christmas, and started making pots out of air dry clay. And immediately I was just drawn to those Roman pots that we've found laying on the fields, and I'd lucky enough, I suppose, when I was 18 or 9, so quite young, I worked for an archaeologist, and I was just cleaning pottery all day long, just sitting there with a toothbrush, literally cleaning down all this pottery and looking at all the forms, and just utterly in love with it all. I don't know why I didn't do metal. Well, I know why I didn't do metal detecting then, because I had a life. I wanted to go and enjoy and do things. So I was a young man, but the pottery stuff was all like in my head. And then when I started making it with the clay, I was like, okay, let's do the Roman pottery. That's got to be the thing. So I got some air dry clay and got started with that. And as I guess, because I like creating, that's why I do videos, that's why I do pottery, that's why I do anything, why I make t-shirts. So it's all creating. I put the pots onto Facebook. Hey, look at what I've made. Aren't I a clever person? And then before you know it, you're getting private messages. Oh, I'd love one of them. And it's like, oh, okay. How much? I don't know. And then before you know it, you've got to start asking yourself, what is it worth? Your time, the clay, whatever. And then, as you get better and better, I then started thinking, well, let's leave this air dry clay behind, but I'm not going to buy a kiln. because kilns cost an absolute fortune, and they use loads of electricity, and ultimately that's not the way the Romans fired their pottery in it, and it's very, very different outcome if you just heat something up with electricity versus firing it in a wood-fired kiln. So I thought, let's do some experimental archaeology and build a reproduction Roman kiln. So I did that, and that's gone through a few developments because as you learn by doing experimental archaeology. The first one, it didn't get very hot, and it needed a longer fire pit, and this, that, and the other. So it will keep evolving. But the whole firing process and using different clays and the different forms, and the fact that people are actually buying the stuff as well, it's phenomenal. That's, for me, has been far better than all of the YouTube stuff over the last 12 months. And the reception I got at Detectable, I mean, you saw that I nearly sold out. It was insane. I was so impressed, and the feedback was phenomenal. And it seems to have tuned into that.
That was my selling prowess when you weren't there. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, you didn't sell anything when I was there. Graham did.
I'm afraid. Well, I actually sold one to myself for you.
I don't think that counts. I think that's just you bought one.
Yeah, but I talked myself into buying it, so I sold it.
I think he weed on it. Those who are watching Chris's channel, if you want to watch it or subscribe, don't just watch it. Subscribe and like, because it doesn't cost you anything. If you can't click on a thumb, you shouldn't be using a computer, in my eyes. But yeah, subscribe to Found in the Ground on YouTube. And in all honesty, it's a nice. I'll tell you what. When you go to bed, Chris probably doesn't want to know this, but when I go to bed,
where is this going?
I take all my clothes off.
I
shave all my hair off. I put baby oil on, and then I watch Chris. No.
Oh my god.
And I wear a leather. But yeah, it's nice. It's like, how can I compare it? It's mellow. It's chilled, nice, and a good watch. So
Adrian,
subscribe to his channel.
Apparently, on the banner that somebody created, that wasn't you and me, it was our one of our producers. The banner, you're missing a T from the FITG.
Big. I mean,
no,
it says it here. Look, Fit G.
No, because Chris also, which I don't think a lot of people know,
he
makes fig biscuits.
Yes, he does. That's your other channel.
Yeah, that's his other channel. So
dried figs and fig biscuits, which are really nice. Tried them at Detectable.
Yeah.
You know, those fig biscuits, I found out that they don't have fig in them.
To give you the shits like they do.
Trust me, there's no fig in them.
Seriously? Is that Jacob's fig biscuits or just any?
Just any. I'm sure I was told there's no fig. Absolutely no fig in those fig biscuits.
Fig rolls. Fig rolls.
Yeah, fig rolls. That's it. No fig in them.
I have to
Mind blown.
That
that's ridiculous. Trade's description, Jack.
Dave, Chat GPT. I'll tell you what. If that's the case, I'm going to crush a grape. I'm going to be so angry.
Crush a grape.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do what you need to
do. Rip a tissue. But yeah, that is quite frustrating. Chris, you're currently out in the Manticore.
Yes, there is figs in fig biscuits. Fig rolls, even.
I think Chris shops at the corner shop.
I can hear you.
Hear who?
Look, the person who told me that there's not figs in that might be watching this.
Were they
Chris Rogers? I bet it's Chris Rogers. I know
he doesn't watch. He doesn't watch.
Adrian told me that dogs can't look up.
I'll be wrong now, but I'm telling you, but no fig in them.
Actually, we have. Do you remember Record Breakers with Roy?
Yeah, Cheryl Baker and Roy Castle.
Yeah, and we have Philip. I haven't even had to do it. Philip Wills, he's absolutely the cleverest man in the world. 30% fig paste in McVitie's. So they have got a bit, but what's in the paste? Thank you, Philip. Oh my God, Gareth Howard said there's no Garibaldis in Garibaldi's. Oh God, this is
Jim
getting
Painted said
crazy.
fig rolls used to have a monkey on the packet, so the kids call them jungle biscuits. No monkeys anymore.
No monkeys were harmed making these fig rolls. Yeah.
Why would a monkey be on the packet of it? Do monkeys
Tom Z
like
says
figs?
there's 200 grams of dried figs, stems removed, roughly chopped, grated zest, and juice of half a lemon. 2 tablespoons of dark brown sugar, a teaspoon of mixed spice, 25 grams of almonds, roughly chopped, 1 egg beat, and 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar. But Chris
How did
obviously
this
already
show
knows
be-
that for his big roll channel.
Pomsy, mate. That's funny. That's
But
funny.
that's if you want to
That's funny.
make fig rolls. And what did you go and buy? No figs.
Chris,
Maybe
Chris,
And dogs can't look up.
live on the Big Detecting Show, we challenge you to homemade fig rolls video.
No.
What are people?
Oh,
What are people going
man,
to
you
bring
get-
Chris at
You get
Detectable?
millions of hits.
Honestly, that's desperation. That is. I mean, I actually saying that
Yeah,
I
but
did
I've
make
challenged
some
you.
mince pies last year. I think
Challenged you.
challenge denied. That's
Challenged
CBA.
to put figs back into fig rolls.
I don't even like fig rolls or figs.
I do.
Good for you.
Chris, why did you bring up the fig roll issue? I love fig rolls. Well, I did. Oh,
I don't know.
God,
I don't know how it
terrible.
happened.
You're ruining childhood and everything.
Anyway, talking of pots, would you kindly give one away on the show tonight, Chris?
Yeah, I absolutely would.
But
Shall
It's a
I go?
broken one.
Shall I go grab a few to show you, or what? What do you want me
Yeah,
to do?
go on.
that'd be delightful.
and
Bit of
tell us-
show and tell.
Because I know a lot of people who want to buy these and who've seen these, but they don't quite know how because they haven't got a computer or interwebs. But yeah, oh God, Gareth Howard. Chris, go and get some pots.
Okay,
Go
I'll
on.
be back.
Yeah,
Hasta la vista, baby. Adrian, he's got pants on.
yeah, he's round
Weirdo.
Pete Terrell's house. That's Pete Terrell's sofa. I recognise that. He does.
Adrian, have
He
you got
looks a bit like Pete. He looks a bit like Pete.
He does a little bit. It's like brother or, child.
Or sister.
I see what you're saying.
Do we have a wall of Adrian lined up this evening?
Yes, and I will send you what it is, dear.
Because as part of a wall of Adrian, which will be in the next 5 minutes, we can utilise that lovely Mr. Chris's pottery as a prize this evening, perhaps.
Yes, it's easier than last week.
And we
So-
also next week have a prize to give away, which is a brand new to the industry bit of equipment, something brand new from Composite Cleaning Pencil, which we'll discuss and give away on the show next week.
I've got it behind me.
Discuss on the show next week.
Have you got it? Have you got it?
No.
Right. Are you ready?
Go big. Make Chris big.
What? Why have you made me big? Now all I can see is me. This is weird. Right. Well, look, I've got 4 pots here. I think the best thing to do is to have a little vote. Whichever pot gets the most votes in the chat or whatever, that'll be the one to give away. So it'll be really simple. We'll just give them numbers, yeah? So we've got pot number 1.
Nice.
Get my pen.
There you go.
They're
That could
quite
probably
style
hold
of
100 or so
prehistoric
Roman
lady.
grots in there. That's pot number 1. It's quite a stubby one. Then we've got a slightly taller one with
Ooh, with an
a
owl
nice
on it.
base on it, and you can see this is the firing. You get this patterning from the wood firing. You can't get that any other way. So there you go. That's
And it's
number
got an owl on
2.
it. Look at the owl on it there.
That's
Yeah,
really
it does
nice.
look a bit like an owl, doesn't it? All
Yeah.
So,
ceramic. They're all
Number
proper fire.
1 or the owl one.
We've got this, a really groggy, rough jug. And I say rough. Can you make it out that how like gritty it is?
Yes. Adrian
It's-
likes jugs, don't you, Adrian?
Oh, yeah.
So you got your jug. That's 3. And then we've got a really random one. This is a 4-handled jug. And I love this one. It's got a really nice pattern, colouring on it from the firing process as well. Just absolutely beautiful. There you go. That's number 4. So cast your votes. Whichever one's most popular is the one I'll give away.
For instance, that one, Chris, how long did that take to create?
Well, this was very much a practice one. And I think I probably spent half an hour, 45 minutes on that. And it taught me a lot because you can see it's not quite round anymore. So I should have waited longer before I put the handles on and things. So you learn a lot by doing it. But I think that's really cool. It looks really ancient. If you found it in the ground, I think you'd think it was really old.
Adrian, you can tell who's there.
Yeah, it's quite interesting actually.
It is actually.
Pomsey, I agree with Pomsey, but not many others do. At the moment, it's number 4. So number 4.
This is the only one I've ever made. This is a single unique item.
Number 4 is going. Christ, number 4's hot.
Weird, isn't it?
That was it. Yeah.
And I signed them on the bottom. Look, Fit G.
I think even if. Oh God, another 4.
Oh, couple of ones, Adrian.
Oh, yeah. I like the ones. Nick Berry are.
I like number 2 with the owl on. That's got character. But then number 4 popped its head up, and 4 to me just ran away with it.
That's just a very pretty cooking pot, isn't it? I quite like the look of that. The form is good. If you look at the rim and everything, that's very spot on.
3's a lovely jug.
The thing it's not very Roman though. I need to work on my jugs because that just looks a bit like a farmer's milk jug.
Well, to be fair,
he has to work on his jugs. Oh Lord!
Grow up, David.
Donna Martin in the chat, who's a archaeologist, detectorist, and
museum.
She never mentions it.
No, she doesn't, but she's very well knowledgeable.
Lady who? Sorry, Adrian.
Donald Mucklin. She said,
Martian.
Never heard of her.
The reality of a poor chap in Roman Britain would be number 2, and I think you're right. Yeah, well, I know you're right, because you know what you're talking about.
Number 2.
Number 2 to me, I'd say, because it looks more as if it would. Where the others are just a little bit too perfect.
This makes a difference. I've only just started doing these because they had these little feet on the base, and it does make a difference to the look.
I think, I like number 1.
Who's the winner, Adrian?
Right, we're going to give it 30 seconds. So, if you want to get your votes in, there is a clear first and second.
Keep voting. We really want to see those fingers.
Yeah.
Welcome to Shooting Stars.
Okay. I've just drawn pen over my hand like you did when you were at school. Jim, you can't vote again. Jim, you only allowed 1.
Chris.
God.
Wasn't Uncle Peter absolute legend on that? Charlie Chuck.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Donkey. Donkey. Potts. Do you remember him off Shooting Stars?
Right, I think we'll close it. So basically, double the votes of the second place. Oh, hang on. No, I've stopped. Dave Moore, how about a nice pair of jugs? Probably right there, Chris, if you could advertise that as a nice pair of jugs.
Couple of jugs.
So the clear winner is number 4, 100%.
Lovely.
As we'll call it, 4 candles.
Well, that's the one to give away. I'll leave it up to you how you do that, but just contact me with the winner.
It just happens, Chris, that we've got something lined. We have got something lined up now. Adrian's Wall.
No,
Actually,
Yeah, I've got to put that on for you again,
hang on,
Chris, 'cause
something's
he's not
happened
ready.
here.
You
Hang on,
can
am
watch
I
it again.
sharing?
You can actually download the music to have as your ringtone off the Big Detector Show website. There we are.
please stop that immediately. That's
I love it. I yeah. See,
You
Mad,
wouldn't believe the amount of download that music's had off the website.
it's we've got quite a few people who've got it on their phones, which I find really amazing.
Wakes me up every morning.
Yeah,
shocking.
It's our
God.
ode to carry on.
right.
Absolutely
So,
shocking.
for those of you who don't know, this is Adrian's Wall, where Adrian will now press the button and reveal 32 squares. There you go. Now, young Chris tonight will be the guest person who chooses the numbers, but we always have to go with number 21 first, Chris. And you will reveal a picture of some variety, and it's for the viewers to guess what it is. Now, I have to check my phone to see if Adrian's messaged me, which he has. And you have to tell us, guess what this is, people in the chat. Whoever gets it first, who I can see on the right-hand side of the screen, which is an accumulation of Facebook, Twitch, and what's that place called? YouTube. Shit, Adrian. What a winner.
Who?
John Clayton.
It's straight in.
Oh, God, that's got to be a record.
That is a record. He can win a non-existent £10,000 for that.
And I know John Clayton. I'm happy that he ends up with this pot. Well done, John Clayton. Ceramic pot.
John Clayton, Adrian, after John Clayton,
Well, it was
Jacqueline Walker had it as well, so it wasn't as difficult as normal. Adrian,
Wow.
Tell us about these scissors.
Well, David, they're an incomplete pair of cast medieval scissors dating back to 1550, 1650. How the hell someone dates scissors, I don't know. Both handles are made of copper alloy and are broken away from each other due to decay of the iron scissor blades. I could go on, but what amazes me about this is we use scissors every day, especially at Christmas. Most of us. Well, I don't use them every day. I use them for cooking.
Unless you're Smithy and he uses tinfoil.
Yeah, but we take scissors for granted, and we all look at things in everyday life. But scissors have been around for a long time, and I think this is quite a nice.
There are actually one or two people in the chat who disagree with the Finds Liaison portable antiquities theme identification. Actually, candle snuffers. Yeah,
I thought that as well. But if you look at the size, if you go rewind back and when you're on the toilet tomorrow morning watching the show, because it does help constipation. We've had that proved.
Several times.
If you look at the dimensions on the Paz scale, the actual finger holes are too big for a candle snuffer. So a candle snuffer's more designed for, even though we don't put that finger in it, it's smaller.
That is fascinating.
We're still talking about candle snuffer now, aren't we?
Snuffing. Oh God, can't use that word on the interwebs. But yeah,
we're after 9 o'clock.
I agree. Candle snuffer handles are very, very similar, but it's all down to the girth and the weight of the thing.
Can't help himself.
Thanks, Adrian.
Anyway, thank you very much for that.
And I think you need to edit the Adrian's Wall image and put John Clayton #1 for that, because one reveal,
Actually,
10 seconds, John Clayton gets it.
It's good effort.
John, if you could contact Adrian in a normal manner by the bigdetectiveshow.com, by the contact on there, and give him your details, and he'll pass them over to that lovely young Chris. Thank you, Chris.
I think, John, you won something a year or two back, but in line with GDPR, we wipe all our data, so we don't print it out on bits of paper and put it in the filing cabinet like they did years ago. So, yeah, if you could go to bigdetectiveshow.com, contact us. And
Talking about filing cabinet, you left a few bits of paper in it.
they were faxes and they've faded, so it doesn't. Chris, what are you out this weekend? Or
No, I went out a couple of days ago, actually. I'm going to be working through the end of the weekend.
right, okay. The weather's not, yeah. The
Yeah,
weather's not
well,
great.
the thing is, this time of year, I've got 3 fields left from all those thousands of acres that are in rotted stubble, and they could get ploughed and drilled at any moment. They're like the last ones, so you kind of got to take every opportunity, haven't you, before it's a long wait until harvest.
I'm quite lucky. My farmer lets me go on seeded fields.
We can
Hey, Adrian, Chris keeps saying roads.
Can you both stop doing that
Drilled.
whisper
Drilled.
thing?
He keeps saying drilled.
And ploughed.
Ruts.
Yeah.
The actual
This is-
children. Actual
I
children.
know.
What did we say
we-
about bringing a bit of humour back into the hobby? We just do it continuously.
It needs it.
Actually, you're right, mate. Let's get a video up of Chris's
Particularly.
Dave. No, oh my God, what on earth's come up?
My silliness. I should do more of the silliness than is what you're saying as well.
I totally agree.
Everyone should.
Oh, can
It's
you
like
hear that?
Chris
No.
addicted to bleeps. He's always had interesting videos, but the humour's always been there as well because he doesn't take himself 100% seriously when he's doing it, and that's the attraction for me.
It's what makes him. It's what makes him different, and it's a shame that his content isn't getting the views it should anymore.
It is massive.
Yeah.
Oh no, your video, the funny one, Chris, was on TikTok, wasn't it? It wasn't on.
Yeah, they're on everything because I've been pushing it out on everything.
What one's the American one on? I can't find it on YouTube.
Adrian, have you banned that message there? Oh, it's on Twitch. Oh, someone's commented on Twitch, but I can't ban it. Sorry, carry on.
It's the one where I say no offense. I think if you look on YouTube, it's no offense intended.
I've got metal detecting live. Think about trying metal detecting. 3 new fields in one day.
Yeah, you're looking at long format. You've got to look at the shorts.
Oh.
Happy birthday to Shane, by the way.
Birthday, Shane.
Is it no offense intended?
That's the one.
Right, let's share this because this is a nice bit of banter.
Bants.
Right. Can you hear it? Oh, you can't see it.
Yeah.
British missile detecting.
Guys, I found a colonial penny. It's about 150 years old, maybe 160. It's the oldest thing I goddamn ever found. Oh my God.
Found anything good, buddy?
It's a Roman, I think. Yeah, just a Roman. I'll pop it in a pot for later. It's probably just deep iron. Probably.
Hello, mate. You've been out there nearly an hour. Any luck?
No, not really. It's a bit tough going. I've had, it's been really hard work. Free hammered, struggled. Ground was a bit hard. Couple of Romans.
What detectorist are you? Part 3. Oh, very nice.
That's me. That's me.
Fancy.
I just can't leave it. Tech, everything is set up right. Real nightmare.
That's me. That's
Gold
me.
medieval ring. Yeah, I don't know what to say really. Just not feeling it today, you know. Just a bit bit of an ache in my back. I didn't really sleep
That's Dave.
too well last night.
Oh, here comes an interesting fellow.
That's me
The box.
with the music on.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm there yet. It could be a buried hoard. Got a couple of silver thimbles. Yeah, probably going to jack it in, to be honest. It just doesn't seem really worth it, does it? You're putting in all these hours. And for what, really, you know?
Very rare specimen here. This is the Commando.
Your commando and my commando are two different commandos.
Thank God.
Absolutely fabulous purse bar come up as well. Saxon strap end was all right, but nah. Oh, I think that's me done for the day. Don't know why I bother.
US.
That's not me.
I enjoyed making that. That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I think subscribe to Chris's.
And at the end of the day, Chris, it doesn't matter about subscribers. If it's fun for you and you enjoy it, that's the main thing.
Correct. Well said, David.
Yeah, I totally agree. Definitely. Dave and Chris, I'm really sorry, but I've got to leave. I've got a family.
That's no problem.
Someone
We've
in
all
the
got
family.
families.
Yeah, someone went into hospital today and had quite a major operation.
Oh, right. Go on then.
Yeah, so I've got to talk to him. So sorry, everyone. I'm sorry, Dave.
Thank you, Adrian,
that's
and
right.
I hope all's groovy. And I will. I'll message you tomorrow.
Thanks, mate. See you later. Bye. Thanks
Hope
again.
they're all
Chris,
good.
everyone. Sorry. Bye. Bye. Bye.
See you later,
All right,
Adrian.
thank
Bye.
you very
Bye. Bye.
much. I'll
Oh
kick
no.
him now. We can talk about him now while I kick him.
I am so glad he's gone. He does my head in.
Yeah, he's old, isn't it? Oh, he's gone completely now. He's gone. So the channel, Chris, you're adding new content. You're adding different content. You're looking at obviously looking at different things throughout the entire. Well, whatever really, anything that you feel like doing, you're going to create videos. Is there anything else other that you've got your eye on at the moment that you want to particularly concentrate on? One or two videos, perhaps?
Yeah, I do analyze my content, and one of the good things about YouTube is it will show you what your best performing videos, over the lifetime of your channel are, and consistently they are the ones where you talk about a pinpointer or the latest metal detector. That it's not you go out and find a hammered coin. It's when you talk about the machines and you talk about the things relevant to the hobby that are questions. So I'm kind of giving away my secrets here, but ultimately I sat down and I wrote down something like 30 questions that I'd put into YouTube. How do I get into metal detecting? Do I need to get permission? What kind of metal detectors do I need? And all of those questions are the titles to new episodes. And because I'm a Minelab Detexpert as well, that sort of suits. So I'm sticking my Detexpert hat on a bit with these ones and producing videos that are relevant to people who want to go and ask a question. They're not there for entertainment, although they will entertain along the way, because I can't not make a video that's got a little bit of a giggle in it now, because I feel that's the way to go. But for me, it's the shorts will be about showing the finds that I found. My best shorts at the moment are 10-15 seconds long, where you just pick up a hammered coin and go, there you go, there's a hammered coin, and you come away again. No one cares about that really anymore, but people always want information. They want to know how to do things, how to set their machine up, how to put their coil on the right way, Adrian. There's so many different things. So that's where I'm going with it. Long format's going to be educational, and short format's going to be fun and showing off the finds and a bit of fun facts as well. I think, giving a little bit of information within the short, I'm trying to do that, because people don't, half the people you meet, they don't even realize that you can turn a coin over and it'll tell you where it was made. So just little basic things in the short I did recently. I just put some arrows, just simple editing stuff, arrows to where it is and say what it is. There's a little bit of education at the end of a short as well. So yeah, it's changing things, and it might not work to a certain degree. And like you say, you make it for the love of it, not for anything else. But it's nice to have it grow and
you feel a sense of pride in your work, and you feel like you've been not so much accepted, but you feel that all the work you have done was warranted in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of small YouTube channels contact me, and they want advice and things. And it is always that: what do you want from your journey on YouTube? Do you want to earn money? Do you want to get sponsored? And they'll say things like, I just want to share what I'm finding with people, or I just want to share my day out. But they're asking me for advice how to grow their channel, and it's like, well, it's not what you want from your channel. You just want to share. It doesn't matter who watches it, to be honest. If you're just sharing what you found, but be honest to yourself. If you're on YouTube because you want to become successful on YouTube and earn money and get following and become an influencer or whatever, be honest about that and just do it. And I think I've never hidden from that. Once it got going, I was like, okay, yeah, I can earn money out of this and I can get things, and it's opened up loads of doors for me. But ultimately, you've got to be honest about where your journey goes. And mine's just taking a little bit of a turn at the moment. I've had all my opportunities and they've all been great and they're still there. Now it's time just to enjoy it a little bit more.
From a personal perspective, I totally agree. I mean, the Big Detecting Show YouTube channel's got just over 1,000 subscribers. I'm happy with that lot. At the end of the day, this is a metal detecting show produced by metal detectorists, including metal detectists, historians, archaeologists. We have a laugh. If you want to follow, you follow. If you don't, you don't. We do inadvertently have become the biggest and longest running metal detecting TV show, but that's the side effect. Most of the people are viewers from Facebook, which we don't see them analytics, because if you're not a moderator or admin on a group, you don't get that information. So, but we're happy with our lot. We enjoy doing it. Two mates on a Thursday night, and we enjoy speaking to the likes of yourself and the input from the viewers as well. Yeah. So from that perspective, I can totally understand what you're saying.
And there is that aspect of maybe 400 or 500 people who are really core within the UK, who you meet at all the rallies and are all online all the time. And like with John Clayton's a good example. So like, I don't know if I have met him in person, but countless times I'm sure I've seen his name come up on things and on comments and stuff like that. And there is that core community there. And every time I think, I can't be asked with YouTube, I can't really like that, I go to a Detectable or whatever and people come up. And I love watching your videos, don't stop making videos. And it might only be for 500 people, but they're the important people, aren't they? They're the community that you're in. And actually that's great. If you've got 500 odd mates out there who are all enjoying what you're doing, that's a massive success. That's awesome. You should absolutely.
Every week without fail, you look at the chat room now on the right hand side of your screen, it's the same predominant amount of people there every week without fail. And it's fantastic to see them names pop up, because we must be doing something right if you come back and watch the show. It's just it's mental. It's mental being in the field and people coming up to me still and saying, "Oh, where's Adrian? We love the show." Can't get my head around that. Weirdos. So what's next then? When it comes to your sites, is there anything in particular that you've got highlighted as somewhere that you think's that's the place to go? So,
yeah, it's really different. Right, without giving anything away, I had a big new farm permission, 2,000 plus acres across many different areas of South Norfolk. Haven't got around all of those yet, but then this farmer then took over an estate and got many thousands more. So that's how I got all this. I sort of piggybacked. I was like, oh, can I go on that? Yeah, brilliant. So a permission led to a permission. Now, when I went and saw the sort of head groundsman there, as it were, the guy who's sort of caretaking the place, he showed me the finds that a detectorist who had detected there before had found. Any hope that it had been not detected before was gone out the window. But it was interesting because he pulled out a bag and it was full of Roman grots. It was like this big old bag. And I thought, Christ, that's a lot of Romans there. So this is the interesting part. 2 years on, I've not found more than one Roman coin on that permission, but I haven't got around more than probably a third of the fields. So somewhere out there. There's a ton of Roman stuff, and I just can't find it. So that's kind of my my sort of hunt at the moment, is that there's all this Roman out there somewhere on this permission. It's so vast that I can't find it. I can't locate it. So it's exciting.
Well, you have to do myself and all the viewers a favour, Chris. When you find a brooch, Roman brooch, send a picture to Adrian. Look what I've just found.
Yeah.
Trust me.
It'll be good. It'll be a good day. It really, really will.
Send that picture to Adrian and what the hell's a ladybird over there? What are you doing?
Oh, yeah. And I've just had a cat turn up again. He's
It's a sign.
very interested. Look, a northerner.
Hiya, cat.
Wave at the northerner.
What's cat's name?
Dizzy.
Gizzy or Dizzy?
Dizzy with a D. And she's a right little fluffy, silly little thing. She's beautiful.
It's a very southern name.
But yeah, that's the plan. Find out where these Roman bits are, man. I mean, my gosh, it's hard work when it's such a big area, but it's a good problem to have, right? I mean, unless the guy who did it before found it all, I can't imagine he has.
Can't know. I mean, Donna, obviously, she communicates us because she's one of the presenters of the show now and does a lot of work in the background. She went out last weekend solely field walking with her archaeology group, and she massive old scrapers she found. And what I always say to people who are getting involved in RB is don't just look at what you're doing, keep an eye on the rest of the bits and bobs in the ground. So when you're making your Roman pottery, if there's that many Roman grots in the ground, there's a massive opportunity that you might find the real thing.
100%. Yeah, it's all about looking, isn't it? Field walking is a massive art form, and I was taught by that archaeologist I spoke about earlier. He used to take me out field walking and going at the right time of the day so that you've got, just the right amount of angle on the sun. There's been enough rain to wash away the items on the top of the fields. All these key things that make it a good or bad time to go field walking, and then getting your eye into what the inclusions are on that surface. If you are looking for pottery, say to yourself, right, just look for grey pottery or something. Don't make it complicated, or just look for terracotta, and you can kind of get your mind's eye into it, and you can be scanning across, and there can be loads of other things, and you'll just pick out these individual things. You can train yourself to do that, and you can become a really good field walker. I'm sure Donna's got vastly loads more skills, but that's kind of stuff I was taught.
Si finds blows you away with his ability to spot anything within a very peculiar landscape when the tide drops.
Guy's a legend, and genuinely just such a nice bloke. Taking me under his wing because we just got on like a house on fire, and he doesn't have to invest any time in me as a channel. It doesn't benefit him at all. He's not about that. He's so awesome. He's taught me a lot about YouTube and how to do things, and he's a real success. And you'll see with Si that his channel is just going like this. So he's going to be a really, really big deal within our hobby, I think. And it's a really positive thing because he's such a great guy. It's a really positive
thing.
thing.
I think with Si's channel is the amount of reach that he's got, because I've seen things like Lad Bible on Facebook, and they've uploaded a video of a man in the UK mudlarking it, and suddenly it's Si on there. The other TV work and such like. So he is getting a lot of exposure outside of the normal metal detecting channels.
This is it. And for all the guys that do YouTube channels out there with metal detecting, and you think it's, because sometimes I think it's unfair. Oh, it's really unfair. Why does mudlarking get so many views? You've got to remember it's such a niche within a niche, isn't it? Yeah. Mudlarking is specifically on the Thames in London, and that is brilliant for everywhere around the world. But metal detecting in the UK is just about interesting for maybe the people in the UK. Guys in the Philippines don't care, or Australia or whatever. But everyone wants to know what's coming off the foreshore in the Thames.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing niche. I mean, gosh, if I lived near London and I had a permit, I would be out there doing that, and I have no doubt that anyone doing it well, you'd have an amazing channel in no time, because that is a very niche, an incredibly niche area of our hobbies.
Myself and my son last year, he wanted to go geocaching, so he signed up to a site. Anyway, to cut a long story short, where we parked was a remote controlled car course. Asked if we could park there. And after we said, can we have a look around? Because it was all the ones where you had the little mad Jeeps going over terrain like that, going up the hills and that, all the remote controlled stuff. And I said, come on, mate, we'll go down here and have a look. So we went down. It's the river. So where this river is, the River Dane, it was all rocks, that type of stuff. So I said, come on, we'll have a look in here. So we're having a look. Straight away, he found a big old brown thing with Macclesfield beer on it. I live in Congleton. Macclesfield's the next town. That's in the display case. That was brilliant. He'd been there seconds, and he picked that up, and it was something on the foreshore of my local river, which is connected to the area itself. So we can find anything at any river really. Which metal detectorist. How many others go by the river? Keep an eye on the foreshore. You never know what you'll find that's not metal, but could help the history of your site.
It's an interesting thing. I thought mudlarking's so popular. Why don't I do mudlarking? Right, I live in Norfolk, and I don't know if you've been around Norfolk, but the rivers are always just right up to the limit all the time, and there's just no foreshore. Sorry about my cat; she's the loudest purrer on the planet. But I've gone everywhere. I've been scouting out Google Maps, everything. I cannot find a river worth mudlarking in the whole of Norfolk. If any of your viewers have got any ideas, let me know. But it's almost impossible. And they'll go, well, you've got the Broads. You've got so much more. Yeah, if you've been to the Broads, there's no foreshore. They're constantly flooding. It's an impossibility. So good luck to you people who do mudlarking with the Thames.
Do you know what you're going to have to do there is consider where the banks are accessible and have a look in the riverbanks, because there's another chap I'm friends with on Facebook whose name eludes me at the moment, and he's digging hundreds of bottles out of the riverbank. So you might want to have a look at that.
I feel like I just covered that. There's the water's up here. There's no riverbank.
There's surely a river. We're talking about the Broads, but surely there's a river.
I'm telling you, I've scouted around Norfolk. I'm happy to be wrong. I'm sure there's many more miles of river than I've seen, but I travel around Norfolk with what I do all the time, and I cannot find anywhere to go mudlarking.
To be honest, Chris, it's somewhere I've never been, and I can't wait to come down to Norfolk. I've been invited down to one of Cheryl Dawes' events, which I plan to come to this year, and I can't wait just to see the Norfolk, because from looking at it from Jason Jones's videos, from your own videos, from other people's videos in the Norfolk area, it just looks absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, it's the land that time forgot, Norfolk, and I'm thankful for that. No one goes through Norfolk to get anywhere. It's England of old, and it's got lots of lovely ways about it, and it's very, very quiet. But if you think you're coming to Norfolk to get my gold,
I think the one thing I'll always remember about Norfolk is Adrian Mole's mum. Her family from there, and they were potato farmers, and they were proper old-fashioned Norfolk potato farmers. But that was a book by Sue Townsend and not real life.
I bet.
Well, anyway, Chris, our time is up. It's 9:30.
It's bedtime.
Can't thank you enough for coming on the show and for obviously donating that prize tonight. Appreciate that on behalf of the viewers, and well done, John Clayton, for being the quickest ever. Nobody's done it quicker, quite oddly. He did actually message me and said it was probably a bit easier than last week's. I don't say. So, we're back at the same time, same place next week. Chris, point people to you who don't know already and haven't listened tonight. Can you point them to your YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, etc., please?
Yeah, you just sort of covered it there, really. I'm on everything. You pick your chosen weapon, really. TikTok is at the moment made up of the short videos, which TikTok does, and I'm doing live pottery, and I'm doing live metal detecting. So when I go out detecting, I do about 2 hours live metal detecting on TikTok. But if you want to sit down and learn about the hobby, then go to YouTube. And if you just want to follow and see lots of finds and things coming up, then that is Facebook, really. Or just follow them all. Instagram, Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as everything else, isn't it? But yeah, get yourself over to that. And if you want any of these pots, head over to Etsy. There's quite a few left on there at the moment from the last batch, but I am now working on a new batch for firing in the next couple of months because there's no mini horde pots left. Apologies. So get on there and I'll have some more in the next couple of months.
And that'll be found in the ground on Etsy as well.
Yeah, Fit G Shop. And you can get these T-shirts as well. The I'm Getting Hammered. They're a classic. I'm getting hammered this weekend. They're all on there.
Well, we'll be back same time, same place next week, where we will be speaking about Graham Dempsey's new product from the composite cleaning pencil.
Ooh.
And we'll have more information of how to enter the following week's competition from Team Rootus to win 3 prize packs, for which they are kindly donating to the show that week. So, without further ado, we shall bid you adieu. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight, as ever. Don't forget to tell your friends where we exist so they can come and watch this lovely chap, Chris, on tonight's show and learn more about FITG. Good night from me. Good night from Adrian and Christopher.
Good night.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Bye-bye.